Hi, I'm James Eade of the E Foundation. The E Foundation's mission is to build communities through chess, but this is the Chess Files. The answers are out there. And what's the question of the day? The question is Susan Polgar running any more tournaments with the Susan Polgar Foundation? I'm not sure, so I thought I would bring on a couple of people to help me answer that question. And Susan Polgar needs no introduction. Hello, Susan. It's so good to have you
Hi,
join us.
Jim. Nice to
And
be back.
hi, Josh.
Hi, Jim.
And Josh, I know Susan, and I met you at the U.S. Open this past August.
Yeah.
And could you tell us a little bit about why you're on the show today?
Absolutely. So I work with Susan now to run her big national tournament. I was introduced to Susan, I think in 2019 by Frank Nero, and
Shout
we
out to
met.
Frank.
And yep, and it was a great introduction. I've known Frank for a long time, and here we are today. We're getting ready to run the tournament in a couple of weeks here in Bellevue. We've got about 300 kids signed up for it, and we're already at capacity, and we're looking to open more spots. So it's it's a big opportunity, and we're very excited.
And Bellevue, let me see, Bellevue. What state is that in?
Bellevue's in Washington. It's on the other side of the lake from Seattle. It's kind of the other big city in Western Washington.
Yeah. So, and what's your role in chess in the state of Washington?
So I'm the president of the Washington Chess Federation. I organize, promote, teach chess full time. Play once in a while, not too much though. I'm full time chess guy, so I love the game and I love helping to promote it. I think it does great things for kids, and I'm all about expanding more opportunities for especially the local players that we have up here in the Northwest.
Good for you, Josh. And excuse me if there's some technical difficulties with the audio. Obviously, that's my fault. And Susan, this is a national tournament, so it's not just the Northwest. Is that correct?
That's right. We're inviting players from all around the country, and even we usually have some players coming over from Canada or potentially anywhere in the world. But it's open to anybody. It's called the National Open, though, and this is the 17th annual of this particular event that my foundation has been organizing. And we're very happy to celebrating this month, actually, in October, the foundation's 20th anniversary. The foundation was founded in October 2002. So it's been a long time, and we've done hundreds and hundreds of events over these 20 years. And we're very proud to say that we have awarded over $6 million worth of scholarships and other prizes thanks to our partner universities such as Webster University now, or Texas Tech, and some other universities in the past.
Right.
So we're very proud to give this opportunity to young chess players and for them, open door for them in chess and beyond chess.
That's so wonderful. And I can tell you that when I was thinking of going to college, an idea of having a chess scholarship never occurred to me. It was beyond my wildest dreams. It's amazing that you've accomplished what you've accomplished in that regard. And shout out to Texas Tech and Webster University, because without them, you wouldn't be able to offer this, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And some other universities before them and in between. So we're very, very proud that there is so much support nowadays in college chess. And actually, there's another thing I'm very proud to announce that just last month, Webster University officially formally announced the first ever chess minor degree in the United States. Chess in education is the first time that chess teachers, regular teachers who want to teach chess can get a college degree, a minor in chess in education at Webster University.
That is stunning.
Yeah, it's something I've been working on for a long, long time.
Yes.
and they took a lot of effort. You know how slow the wheels of academia work,
Of course.
but finally, Spice has pushed it through at Webster, and it is happening with the first courses starting this fall.
That's amazing. I cannot believe it. I could believe it only because you're telling me, and I believe you. But
Yeah.
you know, a little shout out to my friend Professor Tim Redman, who is at the University of Dallas, Texas, and I was involved with him and what he did in starting up college chess in colleges and to an amazing amount of success. In the University of Baltimore, Baltimore and Maryland at Baltimore, sorry, was also another really
Yes.
great.
Yes, they were pioneers, of course, in college chess, and
Yes.
I give them a lot of credit. And they have done chess in education courses long before us, but not like a full minor degree.
Nothing like that. No, they. I was always very impressed with what they accomplished, but what you just announced is staggering because this is a formal college degree, even though it's a minor. So that
Yes.
means you have to major in something else.
Correct. Correct.
Right.
So
But you're
this
not
is up
talking
to
about
18 credits,
yes. Oh well, that's good.
all in chess-related subjects.
You know, that's a healthy start towards getting your degree.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's get back to your tournament that's coming up, and because I'm reading the scroll across the bottom of the screen, and it says it's October 22nd and 23rd. So it's a 2-day event over the weekend. And Josh, are you organizing it?
Yeah, I'm the chief organizer. I'm working with a team of guys, 2 others, to help with the registration and running the event itself. But yeah, it takes a village to run an event of this magnitude.
Yes.
You're an
300
organizer.
players is and what is there an age limit? Sorry.
It's a K to 12.
K to 12. Okay.
So, in fact, our biggest section this year was the younger grades. We had so many kids in the K to 3 under section that we had to divide it up into multiple sections. So, yeah, it's great to see such an interest and enthusiasm from the younger kids.
Isn't it amazing? And I attended one of your tournaments, Susan, when it was in San Jose, and it's amazing to see all these young players. And when the round starts, they start their clocks and there's silence. All of those kids, and it's quiet. You know, it's amazing.
I know, I'm always so amazed whether it's one of my foundations tournament with hundreds of kids or even some of the super nationals that the USCF does with 6,000 kids in one tournament hall pretty much. And to have that many thousands of kids and you can hear a pin drop.
Yes.
It's pretty remarkable that it's possible when teachers usually have issues quieting kids down, you know, even if there are 20, 30 of them in any room, you know, it's quite remarkable that in a chess tournament that comes pretty natural for the kids just based on because how chess is. You need quiet and it's part of the rules.
Sitting still and thinking is one of the gifts that you get when you learn to play chess. And that's directly transferable back into the classroom. So I think that the skill sets that these young kids get by playing chess help them in their performance in the classroom and whatever field of endeavor they want to pursue in their lives. Because there's so many things like the postponement of immediate gratification when you're very new to the game. You want to move your queen out fast because it's the most powerful piece. But you learn that that's not the best strategy. And so you learn to prepare. And there's very few things that teach you to plan, to postpone the immediate thing that you want to do. You know, move the queen out, the bishop out, and checkmate on F7. You know, you can't do it in all cases, and you learn to prepare, and it's a wonderful gift that you give to children. So I just, my heart goes out to anyone doing this, and you've been doing it for 20 years now.
Yes, my foundation has.
Since we're announcing anniversaries, my wife and I had our 30th anniversary in October the 3rd.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. And I always say that she's put up with me for 30 years, so that all the credit goes to her. But back to what you're doing for 20 years now, have these been open to all children, or have they been girls only? What, can you tell me a little bit about your
Sure. So the Susan Polgar Foundation National Open always, actually, the very first one has been for girls only. But since year two, we have been adding the boys or open section as well. And we now have both. And but yet the girls can choose to play in the girls only section or in the open section. And these are my tournaments are one of the very few around the country when the girls have the opportunity to play in their own groups. And that's not to say that the girls are not as capable as the boys. And I definitely encourage the ambitious girls to play with the boys, play in the open section, and do their best, show the boys that they are not any worse than they are. However, at the same time, it has been my foundation's philosophy that we want to also widen the group, widen, the grassroots movement, that we need more girls in chess. And when it comes to chess tournaments, a lot of the girls find it very attractive to see a lot of other girls, and they are in their own tournament. They are not intending to become world champions or professional chess players. They just love chess for the sake of playing,
right?
having fun and or use the educational benefits of it. So for I think those girls who have no aspiration to become a professional chess player or to beat Magnus Carlsen, it's actually a very encouraging environment to have all girls tournaments and keep more girls in chess, because one of the challenges that chess organizers, chess clubs, chess federations face, not just here in the United States but worldwide, to keep the girls even in chess, to keep them playing beyond age 10, 11, 12.
Yes.
Because statistically it has been shown that even though initially in maybe primary school there is a close to equal number or a decent ratio between boys and girls playing chess or taking chess classes, when they hit fourth, fifth, sixth grade or so, there is a huge drop of girls and there is very few left. In fact, prior to the Susan Polgar Foundation, if we go back to 2002, when I asked the US Chess Federation what was the ratio of their membership between male and female, we were told that it was under 1% female 20 years ago. And after my foundation was founded primarily to change this and get more girls involved and stay in the game, and started with some girls only events. This particular one, the National Open, is just one of our three major events that we have been doing for most of these almost 20 years now. There is the Girls Invitational, of course, which is the pinnacle event of the foundation, as well as there has been the World Open tournament for girls and boys. And when we checked back 10 years later, so in 2012, what was the ratio of the membership of the US Chess Federation, and we were told that it's somewhere around 14.5%. So it grew from under 1% to almost 15%, which is still, of course, not the number we'd like to see, but relative to what it was a huge growth and a huge improvement. And I think it's partly because the all-girl events appeared where girls felt more comfortable, socially speaking, and enjoyed more the experience than when they play only with the boys that are a lot more competitive in many ways and at times aggressive and unpleasant to the girls, to the degree that many girls say it's not worth it for me to deal with this, and they just rather quit. And so I think having the all girls option for girls is an important one to grow the base and to have more girls stay in chess.
I couldn't agree with you more. I read this book by Peggy Orenstein, who is a reporter in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, called Schoolgirls. And she was talking about STEM and, the science, technology, education, math, and those types of subjects that, and she reported the same type of drop off that you're talking about in chess, in those subjects as well, because typically things would happen such as the teachers would unconsciously, I'm sure, you call on the boys more, or the boys are more aggressive raising their hands, and boys would become a little bit more competitive and a little bit bullying. I'm sure Josh was never like that, but other people could be a little bullying in their behavior in those subjects, as though they were exclusively male domains. And girls at that age started to care what boys thought a little bit, and they would just choose not to participate. And we see this in chess as well. So the idea of girls-only events solves that problem so that they can become in an environment where they are welcome and safe, and they can get all the benefits of chess without the downside of having social issues arise. And even when we train people to behave better towards the girls, there's still something about only playing with girls that it seems to be more likely to keep them participating, which is what we want. We don't want them to necessarily become world champions. We don't want them necessarily to dedicate their lives to chess, but we want them to experience the joy of chess. And we talk about making friends that were, when I was a teenager, that are my friends to this day. And so some of those girls that are playing in your events are going to know each other as they get older, as they start families, and they're still going to know each other even if they no longer play over the board chess. So there's so much that you're giving to these children, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to give you a chance to speak about that, and I think you did so eloquently. But I want to turn back to Josh, and running a tournament like this. What happens in terms of the community of Bellevue? Do they know that you're running this tournament?
Yes, they do, Jim. Last year, we actually had the deputy mayor, Jared Newhausen, come out for the event, and he said a few words. We got he got to meet the kids. Our friend Eddie Chang is on the Chamber of Commerce in Bellevue, so he sometimes invites some of his connections there. We're also bringing in Megan Lee, who's playing in the U.S. Women's Championship right now. She'll be making an appearance and reviewing some games with the kids, playing some all-comers blitz. So we do tap into our local community, and we have lots of fun events. We have a girls' workshop, puzzle solving competition, blitz tournament. Let's see, what else do we do? Let's see.
Simon?
Yeah, we do puzzles, we do blitz, we do workshop, we do simul. Susan herself plays a simul against 20 or so players.
Can I sign up? Do I have to pay an entry fee?
We do have some adults who play. But yeah, it's really a great event, and in Bellevue likes hosting it. Last year we had it at the Hyatt. This year we're at a Marriott, but still in Bellevue. And Bellevue is a hub for chess in Washington State, especially through Chess for Life was founded in Bellevue, Elliot Neff's organization.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Elliot. Good job.
Shout out to Elliot. Yep. So we have lots of interest, especially because of Chess for Life's presence there from the local players. But we do also have some out-of-state players coming. Several Canadians are coming down, a few from other parts of the U.S. So it's good to see such communication across boundaries.
And one of the things that I can remember when I was first teaching chess in the schools, I would go and say, hey, to a principal, I would say, hey, I'll teach a chess class for you for free. And they would look at me like I was nuts. And then about 5 years later, this is back in the 90s, they were coming to me asking me to do it because the parents were putting pressure on them to start a chess program. And so when you get the community involved, you get the parents involved, and they see that it's doing some good for their kids, all of a sudden, chess is not this nerdy thing that you do in the park or two old men in the park playing. Now, all these stereotypical conceptions of chess go out the window when you get the parents saying, "Hey, this is good for your kids."
Absolutely. And we also had I'll just mention briefly, we had a chess park just open up in Seattle. A police woman called Detective Cookie. There's a park that opened up in her honor, and she is
Oh,
going to be at the Susan Polgar tournament herself, volunteering. Uh,
wow.
so that's and it was covered on CNN, many news outlets. It was a pretty high-profile event. We had the Seattle mayor there, the chief of police. Uh, it was hundreds of people present for this outdoor chess park. So Seattle's really coming onto the map more on the national scene. Um, and even the Pan Ams are being hosted in Seattle coming up in January
Oh my
through
goodness.
through the Amazon Chess Club.
My favorite, well, I can't say that, but was one of my favorite tournaments to participate in. And I always had a little thing for team competitions because, well, Susan, you played on the Olympiad, so you know what I'm talking about. But I found that you're rooting for your teammates too, and that also forms a bond. And sometimes, I used to go to a tournament and usually make a friend a tournament. Now, sometimes when you get to upper classes, then it's harder to make friends because you're competing for something. But when you're not as advanced, it's easier to just be casual, more casual, and less is on the line, and you can make friendships that last a lifetime. I just cannot give you enough praise for what you're doing, Susan, for so many years, and Josh putting Bellevue, Seattle area, helping to put Bellevue and Seattle on the map, chess map. Of course, it's always been on the map in other ways, but getting the Pan Am up there is a big deal. So for guys like me who played in it when they were in college, it's like, yeah, that's a great tournament, and I hope you continue to run national events, and hopefully people will say, you'll if you hold the tournament there, you'll have a good experience, and you'll get plenty of people showing up. And so I just wish you the best in your future, but I have high confidence that you're going to make it happen. So,
Thank you, Jim.
yeah. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you wish I had? Either one of these?
I just want to give a little bit more detail about the tournament in that we're having 1-day sections as well as 2-day sections. So it's very convenient for the kids and the parents. The ones who don't have the time for the entire weekend, they can choose to play in the 1-day sections versus the more serious kids typically choose the 2-day section. A little bit longer time control. The 2-day section is game 60, while the 1-day sections are game 25. So there is something for everyone, including a magician coming to entertain the kids on Saturday night. So there is a lot to look forward to, and we welcome all the kids and their parents and coaches and everybody else who'd like to come and have a look.
And one of the things I noticed when I attended your event in San Jose, which is close to where I live, there's people you just can't. When I started playing chess, let me back up and say it was all white men, and it was the furthest thing from that experience to see the tournaments that you put on. It's just remarkable how diverse they are, and the amount of women playing, because it is a numbers game. You're not going to get strong women unless you have a base of women to draw. And so you're strengthening that base. And from that, we'll see more and more stronger players. And you'll show that we'll learn that it's not just a man's field. It's not just for men. You've proven it with your career, and you're proving it by just making that base wider. And then the people that will get to the top will get to a top that's higher than it's ever been. Thanks to you, and thanks for your help, Josh, making this happen where you are. So I'm going to say goodbye to you both now. You can stick around backstage, but I'm just going to say goodbye to the audience. It's the thing that I do. because after all, it's my show. So I'll say goodbye to you now.
Keep
And
doing all the good things on behalf of the EAT Foundation.
thank you, thank you. Okay. And now's my chance to say goodbye to the general audience. Hi, Mom. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the EAT Foundation. You know, we build communities through chess. If you can't afford to join the chess community, you can't go online to play chess, where you can play anyone, anywhere, at any time. Language is no barrier. It doesn't matter what country you're from. It doesn't matter what language you speak when you can play chess. So the EAT Foundation will help you. If you cannot afford to start a community where you are, contact us and we'll help you. So that's it for the 62nd episode of the Chess Files. The answers are out there.